this video, we're going to talk about another way to say, to talk about comparisons, and it's the phrase compared with something. In Chinese, it's 比起来, something 比起来. And then we're going to talk about another phrase that interestingly has 起来 in it as well, that means looks like or seems or looks. So here we go. So in English, you can say Gary is taller than Susie. But you can also say compared to Susie, Gary is tall. And it's kind of like a same but different idea. It stresses a little bit, it emphasizes a little bit of different things. But I want to just tell you, the phrase in Chinese is actually very similar. It like functions the same. And let's start with a little formula for the word order. The words are, so we have A and B here. We're going to talk about, the first thing and the second thing. And then we have B, which it's kind of fun that we have the letter B and the Chinese word be kind of happening at the same time. I'll see how much I can confuse you. So we have the comma phrase. So it's put at the beginning, it's put at the beginning, and then this is going to be the subject, okay, of the sentence. It's subject plus predicate here. So with, this is 跟 A 比起来. The 起来, just a little aside, 起来 means to rise up. In this case, or to arise. In this case, it doesn't really mean much. It just fills out the meaning, but it doesn't change the meaning at all. It just means to bring them to bring them into comparison, something like that. But it simply means to compare with A and B. So 跟 A compared. So with A compared, B whatever, B something, right? So in this sentence structure, what is the primary thing? What is the subject of the sentence? B. And we're comparing B with A. Now here's another way to say it. B, then this will have no comma because the 跟 thing is kind of sandwiched in the sentence. B 跟 A 比起来, and then the predicate. So what's the subject of this sentence? You got it, it's the same thing. It's B. B is still the subject, it's just the 跟 A 比起来 part follows the B, and then the predicate describes B back here. Did I confuse you with my B's? There you go. So I'm going to show you on this board, I'm going to show you the first two follow the first model, I believe, yeah. And the third one follows this model. All right, so here we go. We have 比起来. Now the 起来is optional. You can just say 跟 something 比, or you can say 跟 something 比起来. 跟那本书比起来. 跟那本书比起来. 这本书好懂. All right, what does that mean? 书 means book. So that book and this book. So with that book, 比起来, compared, this book, 好懂. Do you remember what 好懂 means? 懂 means to understand. So 好懂 means good to understand? No, it means easy to understand. So compared to that book, this book is easy to understand. So the subject of the sentence, what is it? 这本书, we're talking about this book, and it's compared with that book. This book is easy to understand. All right, 跟上海比. So with Shanghai 比, 我老家的物价很低. Oh, we have a rhyming sentence in here. Ooh, yeah. 跟上海比, 我老家的物价很低. That's from All Set Learning. Way to go, All Set Learning. Got a rhyme in there. So compared to Shanghai, or compare with Shanghai, 我老家, my hometown, 的物价, that's the price of goods. The price of goods in my hometown is very low. Compared with Shanghai, most places, the price of goods in most places would be very low. 妹妹跟姐姐, or here's another one from All Set Learning. And this is where the subject of the sentence comes first. 妹妹, little sister, 跟姐姐比起来, with big sister compared to 有点害羞 is a bit shy. Remember 有点 before an adjective means a bit shy or a little too sometimes. But here we're not saying a little too, we're just saying a bit. 妹妹跟姐姐比起来有点害羞. So sister compared to a little sister compared to big sister is a bit shy. Hope that makes sense. Also, I can point out. Oh no, I'm not gonna. I had something in my notes when I looked at it. I was like, that doesn't matter. So there we are. You have compared with, and thanks for watching. Hope it made sense. Hey, in this segment, we're gonna learn a really useful phrase. It's 看起来. 看起来. And it literally means like word for word or character by character. It means see or look, 起来, which means to arise. But 起来 is it sometimes actually is a compliment that means to begin doing something, but here it doesn't mean that. It just means like it's just tacked on to say something seems like or looks like. So you kind of have to learn it as a phrase because I can't really intuit the meaning of why 起来 means means this. Just like 比起来 from the last video, it doesn't necessarily change the meaning or whatever. It's just it's a phrase that means something looks like. So 她看起来很累. She looks 很累, very tired. Does that make sense? 她看起来很累. That's a simple one. Here it's a little bit more complex, but it's the very same idea. 你做的菜, so that's the noun. 菜 is dish. 你做的菜, the dish that you made. 看起来 looks 很好吃, very tasty. So the dish that you made looks really good or really tasty. 你妈妈真年轻! Exclamation point. This is saying your mother is really young. 真 is like really. Your mother is really young. 看起来像你姐姐. This is from All Set Learning. 看起来 she looks like. Oh, I'm sorry. I wanted to point out that when you're saying something looks like an adjective, like she looks tired, then you could say 她看起来很累. 看起来 adjective. This 菜看起来好吃. So it's just 看起来 plus adjective. But when you want to say that something looks like something, a noun, like my dog looks like an elephant. Then you say it's not just 看起来, it's 看起来像. 像 means to resemble. So 看起来像你姐姐. Your mother looks like your older sister. Your mom's so young, she looks like your older sister. Here we have another example of this. This is a question. 我看起来像不像大老板? 大老板. 我看起来像不像大老板? What does this mean? 我看起来. We know it's a question because we have 像不像. Remember when we have affirmative, not affirmative? Was that the way to say it? It's like an affirmative negative kind of choice. It's like 好不好看? Does it look good? 好不好? Is it good? This is the same idea. It's 像不像? Resemble, 不 resemble. So we know it's a question. 我看起来, do I look like 大老板, a big boss? So a big boss would be someone who has a lot of power and a lot of money. Do I look like a big boss? So maybe someone put on their sunglasses and a suit and asked if they look like a big boss. Okay, this is a very useful phrase. A couple of comments. This is a very useful phrase, 看起来 or 看起来像. And so hopefully you'll like get it and remember it. the phrase can be put at the beginning of a sentence. In all of these examples, we have a noun, a subject, looks something or looks like something. But we can also put the kànqilai at the beginning of the sentence to say something, like in English we would say it seems or it looks like. It seems like you're tired. So that's a little different from saying you look tired, but it seems like you're tired, or it looks like you're tired. It's a slightly different way to say a similar thing. In Chinese, by putting the kànqilai at the beginning, you can say 看起来你很累. It looks like you're very tired, rather than 你看起来很累. Does that make sense? The difference there. A couple other thoughts. There's a slightly more formal way to say exactly the same thing. Instead of 看起来, it is 看上去. 上去 means to go up. So 起来 means to arise. 上去 means to go up. So it's a very similar idea. It just sounds more. So if you want to say this dish looks awesome or looks really good, you could say 这个菜看起来很好吃. You could also say 这个菜看上去很好吃. That sounds a little bit more formal, a little bit more classy. And then so that's looks like. There's two ways, 看起来看上去. And then we can also say 听起来. It's exactly the same idea, but it means it sounds like, or 听上去. Same way, 听起来听上去. And that instead of it looks like, it sounds like. Now there's times when you're talking about these concepts abstractly, like it sounds like it seems, when you mean it seems like, you can actually use them interchangeably where they both mean something seems like. But normally you differentiate sound versus sight. Like this looks like something, this sounds like something. But when it's used abstractly, they can both be used to say something seems like or kind of smells like something. Those are all my comments. So you are doing great. Keep up the good work.